All right, good morning, my naysayers. So today I'm giving you getting ready for the day realness, okay? Um, I likes to take a little pride in myself before I get on camera, but I got shit to do today, and the longer I waited to get some other things done prior to getting on this video, the longer the video was not getting done. And like I said, we got shit to do and we got to get these videos out. So here we are. So, good morning. So, today we are discussing last night's episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So, I was going to do Real Housewives of Potomac first because that was from Sunday, but I just had to get this one out because I still got some feelings about it that's fresh. So, I wanted to go ahead and do that. Okay, so we start with Yandy and Infinity. We pick up where we left off last week with their conversation. And basically, long story short, it ends up well. Infinity pretty much says she'll do better. I guess she apologized for her social media rant. And Yandy, of course, forgives her. And they eventually meet up with Mendices, and I think he's getting his car washed or detailed or whatever. And I really gained a lot of respect for Mendices. I've never really disliked Mendices. Some of his ways definitely, but he's a Scorpio. Love you, Jamisha, but he's a Scorpio. And so anyway, yeah, so I was really really proud to see how receptive he was of her. He didn't just, because some men, some people, period, but definitely some men, it's like, I said what I said, that's it, period, move on. But he actually, heard her out. He had compassion for her. He was relatable as far as his time in jail and how he felt left out, just like she felt left out, as far as the Christmas photo. And he just explained to her, like, I was gone for 4 years. I missed a lot of my kids' lives. I missed out on a lot of events and holidays. And when I posted that photo, it was not to spite you. It was just, this is my first Christmas at home from being locked up for 4 years with all of my children. And who was that other kid in the picture? Like, that big kid, is that his kid too? Like, I'm like, damn, who is, y'all let me know, because I didn't know who he was. And I'm like, damn, is it another one? Another one? But it may not be his kid. I didn't know who the big kid in the picture was. Maybe a cousin or something. I don't know. But anyway, he was just like, I didn't post the picture to spite you. I did it to celebrate my family. So, this is my first holiday back in 4 years. Like, this is to be celebrated. So, I appreciated that. And I also appreciated he and Yandy recognizing the trauma that Infinity obviously has, because I can understand how other people could feel, easily frustrated with her and just give up on her and move on. But it takes people who actually have experienced certain traumas and certain experiences, especially in reference to their parents, that can understand those type of children and how to get through to them. But I also respect Mendices being like, okay, she can come visit and kick it with the kids and whatnot, but I'm not signing off on that whole moving in thing just yet. And I respect it. I respect it. I respect it. Like he said, respect has to be established, as well as boundaries and, just trust. She got mad and ran to social media because she had some random older person putting batteries in her back, and that's just not cool. And I hope that Infinity learns from this, because young people do dumb shit. We all have. So like Infinity said, should I really just be thrown away for those mistakes? No, you should not. But what you should do is you should accept responsibility, learn, and move on. So I appreciate that. Okay. So then Rashida, we're back to Rashida and Kirk. Rashida's at Prest and her mom shows up, surprising. And they basically discuss Rashida's older sister, Booby. Yeah, I think her name is Cheryl, but they call her Booby. And so we find out, I didn't even know Rashida had a sister, but I'm sure a lot of people didn't either. But we see that Rashida and Booby are 10 years apart, I think. Or am I making it up? Did they say 10 years apart? I don't know. I just got a 10-year apart vibe. But they're at least 10 years apart. And I didn't know Rashida grew up in Chicago, or did you just say Illinois? Somewhere in Illinois somewhere, for like the first up until middle school, basically. And then her mom moved to Atlanta, and Booby stayed up north. And so that's pretty much when Rashida said their relationship changed. And then now that Rashida is pretty well off, she just feels like an ATM to Booby. And so that is kind of like a point of contention in their relationship. And Mom Dukes is not here for it. Mom Dukes is like, look, Booby, you be with the shit. Don't nobody got time for all that. You're sensitive as hell. Get over it. And I'm like, that could be part of the problem. It could also be part of the solution. We don't know. We'll see if, they develop the Booby story or not. But Booby definitely gave me Aries vibes. I don't know what Booby sign actually is, but she definitely gave me some Aries vibes. But it was good to see them come together at Frost Bistro to celebrate Booby's birthday. And Kai has gotten so grown. Like, I remember when Kai was just a little, just a little scrawny little boy. Now he's just a grown ass man. I'm like, damn, I've been watching this show for a long time. Carter all big and cute. And, and so before I even get to them getting to the Frost Bistro, Rashida goes to the new press location that they're constructing right now, and Carter is with Kirk because he's doing virtual learning. And I'm like, Carter is just so cute. Like, oh my God, he just seems so sweet and loving. You know what I mean? Like, I just love good kids and good kids that, you can tell they're loved. Like, you can tell that he loves both of his parents and that his parents love him, and, he eating good, and, it was a good heartwarming Black family moment. So yeah, Rashida basically runs it by Kirk like, hey, Mom wants to throw Booby a birthday party at Frost Bistro. What's up? And Kirk is like, well, in his confessional, of course, he's like, well, Rashida's a sucker for everything. So, and I was like, I think he really believes that. And I think he really uses that to his advantage, i.e. this outside child, but we ain't gonna talk about that. So anyway, and we also find out that Rashida's nickname is Punky. And I'm like, girl, me too. But anyway, like Rashida said, don't be seeing me on the streets calling me Punky. So anyway, then we are at Erica. She goes to visit the Atlanta reality star OBGYN, Sarah Dr. Jackie. Okay, because I don't know what shows y'all watch, but if they are based in Atlanta, Dr. Jackie is delivering that motherfucking baby. Okay, Dr. Jackie on Married to Medicine. She done been on Love and Hip Hop. She done been on what is that other show? Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, she done delivered all them heifers babies. Okay, so I ain't mad at you, sis. Get your bag. So Erica, she's with Dr. Jackie, and they're discussing, the pregnancy and how's it going. And Dr. Jackie's like, well, Erica, you can't be mad at Safari because when I told you were pregnant, you stared at me for 10 minutes. Y'all still trying to push this narrative that Erica ass didn't know she was pregnant. Miss me with that bullshit. True enough, Erica may not have officially known she was pregnant when she came to see you, Dr. Jackie, and saw that sonogram. Yeah, that sonogram and got the official blood test and all that type of shit. Yeah, she probably hadn't confirmed that she was pregnant prior to then. Oh, but she knew. She knew. And all that you stared at me for is that's called an act. That's called an act. That's called, I did that. So then when you get on the camera, you can say that. And so we can try to keep pushing this shit like didn't none of us know. No, sis. You knew, but you was terrified because your husband is a fucking idiot. And we will get to that later. So anyway, they do the little suspenseful thing like, oh, do you want to know what it is? And then they go to commercial. So then when we come back, we meet back up with young baby Tate. Now, I'll preface this by saying I like young baby Tate. I do. I need to know what her sign is and how old she is. But anywho, I do like her. So she's rehearsing, and Guap 4000 calls basically to do a transference of emotion and hang up in her face like a disrespectful asshole. Oh, he is a disrespectful asshole. Okay. So I'm like, I know we're not supposed to call everybody a narcissist because everyone's not a narcissist. And he may not even be a narcissist. But what I will say is he's a fucking asshole. Like him, like he kind of reminds me of like a baby Martell Holt. Like, but just a different type of category of claim to fame. Like Martell is like the suited and booted, I'll put a tight ass suit on and act like I got my shit together. And then Guwap is like, Guap, I keep calling him Guwap. That's Gucci. Guap 4000 is, I guess he's like an artist. I guess I ain't never heard none of his shit, and I don't want to hear none of his shit. But I guess, but they still give me that same type of asshole energy deep down inside. They just really do. So anyway, yeah, so he calls her, tells her everything is her fault, gaslights the fuck out of her, and hangs up in her face. And I'm like, and she does what most young women do, make it her fault. And I'm just like, damn, sis. I'll be glad when you learn and do better, because trust me, once you do, and you know what time it really is, you ain't never gonna go for no shit like that again. Just. But then I saw them tweet. Okay, we'll get to that. So anyway, so I'll just go ahead and close that little story out, then I'll move on. So then later on in the episode, they meet up. Okay, let me go back to rehearsal. So he hangs up on her at the rehearsal. She's feeling some type of way for a second, but then her manager was like, well, I can make you feel better. And he shows her that her video has gotten 1 million views. And so she got her boss back. She was like, oh, okay, cool, back to rehearsal. And I was like, that's why I like the young baby take, because see, you keep it focused. He threw you off for a second, but you got back where you needed to go. You see what I'm saying? That's what we do. So she, gets back to rehearsal, whatever, and get her mojo back and whatnot. Then we have she and my bad, y'all. Told you I got things to do. We see that she and Guap meet for like ice cream or whatever and go for a walk. And so he basically continues the gaslighting, like, that shit you did, it wasn't cute. And so by this time, just like I said, what young women do, well, women period, but especially young women, she's, well, I was tripping and I was drunk and I can't drink like other people and I was tripping. And I'm just like, I just wanted to hug her and slap her at the same time, because it was just like, girl, don't let this nigga have you thinking you losing your mind. And I wanted to hug her and slap her. I wanted to hug her because I've been that woman. I've been that strong, successful woman going somewhere in life and spending my time with somebody who I thought was on my same level, thought was on my same wavelength, but actually wasn't, and allowed him to make me feel like I was crazy and make me feel like the emotions that I displayed were unwarranted and completely uncalled for and pulled out of thin air. But in actuality, just like Guap, they were completely warranted. They were not pulled out of thin air. They actually were grounds for a nigga to get cut off and never talked to again. But because as women, we have feelings and emotions that we're naturally motherly and nurturing, so we always take on the issue, because men refuse to do that. And that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. But the reason why I wanted to slap you is because this nigga blatantly disrespected you a couple of times. And that was just what we saw on the TV. Ain't no telling what was really fucking going on. You know what I'm saying? So, but anywho, he basically continues the gaslighting. You was wrong. You was disrespectful. You was drunk. You was doing whatever. And then he tells her, I like you. I think you cool. I like smashing you, whatever. And that's literally what the fuck he did. Like, he literally was like, but I think we should keep it at that. And walked his ass on. And I was like, sis, if he ain't blocked, never to be unblocked again, I'm going to have to slap you. Because this nigga just fucking humiliated you for the umpteenth time on TV. Okay? He shouldn't have done it at all, but especially not on TV. Bitch, you put him on. I didn't even know what the fuck a Guap 4000 was, and I still don't want to know. But what I do know is he's a fucking clown. A fucking clown. And if I was you, I would never give him no type of time at all. Period. And Guap 4000, fuck you. So anyway, Candace and her bonus children. Wait a minute, that's Housewives of Potomac. Wow, were those all my notes for Okay. Shit, pretty much. So so I'll just wrap up the Rashida and Kirk and they family thing. So they have the dinner at Frost Bistro for Booby. And it ends up being emotional because Booby's like, y'all don't, I know I don't do what y'all want me to do. And her mom like, girl, we ain't got time for that. Quit being dramatic. And Rashida's like, well, put it out on the table. You know what I'm saying? We family. We got to make shit, work and pop, whatever. I mean, it was just a whole bunch of dramatics, basically. I mean, I hope they work it out. I mean, dysfunctional families at its finest, hell. Join the club. So anyway, damn, those Real Housewives notes too. Wait a minute. Well, shit, I guess. Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna finish it up with yeah, we're gonna finish up with Erica and Safari. And Safari, this is for you. So, like I said, we started off with Erica with Dr. Jackie and confirming the pregnancy and blah blah blah. So we find out at the end of the episode, which we knew already, of course, but Erica's having a boy. And I can't even say Erica and Safari because Safari don't seem like he wants the fucking kid. So Erica's having a son. And when we first get, I guess he was at the studio. When we first get to the studio, so Sapphire, the baby, was with him, and she just seemed so unenthused. And at first, I didn't really think much of it because she's a kid, whatever. But then when Erica got there, it was like she was like a whole different baby. Like from the time Erica got there to the time she took that backwards fall, like she seemed to be pretty like okay. But it's like when she was with Safari, it was just like, can I get this nigga away from me? But anyway, so Erica comes in the studio and, Sapphire, she, walking around playing and stuff. And she basically is going around about to tell Safari that he has a son coming. And so he's like, I want a son. I want somebody to carry on my name. If I have another daughter, I'm like, because we already have a daughter. And it's like, Erica, just rip the Band-Aid off, goddammit. Like, why do you keep putting him and us through all of this? Just tell him he having a fucking kid. Oh, well, if it's a girl, will you be mad? Bitch, it's not a girl. So like, just stop. Just stop. It's like you keep wanting him to, and I recognize that behavior too. You're a woman and you want your man to give a fuck. And we can't make men give a fuck. And that's just what I need my sisters to understand. Either he gonna give a fuck and he's gonna display that, or he's fucking not. So you trying to warm him up and butter his rolls and shit to like get him to be on the same page with you. It's fucking not. You had a whole baby in ICU and he was in Jamaica shaking the tail feather. So like just So literally, this was like, you could not make this shit up. It's like literally, as soon as she said you're having a son, Sapphire fell backwards with the guitar on top of her. I was like, damn, like that's what you call a reality show moment, child. Like it was like, literally, she goes, you're having a son, and then it's like, boom, I'm like, wow, Sapphire was not here for that shit. She was like, a what, nigga? Hell no. But anyway, so then she's pretty much laying there. They're both basically in shock. Safari's shock turns into humor. And then Erica's like, pick her up, you freaking idiot. And then, by that time, she has picked the baby up. And she's consoling her or whatever. And he's like, she's all right. Like, it's fine. She's all right. And it was just so sad for me to see that because, yes, kids fall. And I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of funny how it happened. I'm not one laughing at the baby, but kids fall, kids, things like that happen. So it's not a huge deal. But at the same time, he just seems so detached from the whole situation. Like, yes, the baby is gonna be fine. Yes, babies fall, but at the same time, can she get a little bit of love? Can she have her daddy pick her up and rub her till it's gonna be okay for a second? Or at least while the mommy is picking her up, can you at least rub the back of her head for a second? It's okay, you daddy soldier. Like, damn, something, Safari? All you could do is like, she all right. I mean, it's your fault. It's your fault. Like, he literally said that to her. Like, it's your fault. You let her be over there. Now, mind you, when Erica got to the studio, Sapphire was with him. So I don't know how the fuck it became Erica's sole responsibility of letting her be over there by the guitar. And then Safari is the one that was facing the little girl. Safari is looking at the little girl while Erica, the little girl, is to her right. And it was just a horror. For me, it was really sad. It was really sad. And again, y'all know I don't fuck with Erica. I don't like Erica, and I feel like everything she got, she deserved. But at the same time, like she said in the confessional, who he portrayed himself to be versus who he is today is not the same person. And I and many of my peers know all too well how that shit is. Like I saw on Twitter, somebody said she married his representative. Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all, when she first got in the studio, he's like, well, you look pregnant, but you still look small. And I'm like, and she's like, yeah, I've been working out. And I was like, oh my God, Erica. Wow, you are officially like an abused woman. Like this man told you that you look pregnant yet small, and you tried to pacify him and make him still be attracted to you by saying that you work out while you're pregnant with his son. Ugh. That's so sad. That's so sad. If I have a child and I'm married and shit, and my husband is like, "You look pregnant," and then he follows it up with, "But you look small," it better be followed up with, but girl, I love you, and you are amazing and beautiful, and you carrying my child, and I just worship the ground you walk on, and anything you fucking will need and want, I'm here." It better be followed up with that type of shit. Because the fact that he basically berated you for being pregnant with his child, and then you actually wanted to tell him how you're working out, so it's okay. I was so cringy. I mean, I'm talking about just cringe in my soul. Just and for y'all that don't know, abuse is not only physical. Now, again, I don't consider Erica a victim because I consider her a fucking bitch. However, he has definitely mind fucked her. And I feel like it's partly because even though she's a Scorpio and they have their ways, Scorpios are lovers. And I don't know many grown Scorpios that don't have spouses. A Scorpio gonna have a spouse. A Scorpio gonna have a ride or die. A Scorpio gonna have somebody who is there on a regular basis because those are the type of people that they are. So I know Erica got with this corny motherfucker thinking that he was going to hold her down and that they were going to really be together and have a family and do that whole thing. And it just did not fucking work out like that. But bitch, you deserve it because you suck. But I'm just saying, it's still not okay. And Safari, fuck you. Whenever you do go back to New York, because I'm sure eventually you will, you need to just go and join the creep squad, because that's who the fuck you belong with, because you're a fucking creep. You're a disgusting ass person. And I don't know, I guess that whole cool, corny lover, I want to be with my woman, maybe it's not a lie. Maybe it is true, but I don't think you wanted children. And I think that a lot of people have those situations until they actually have children. But if that's the case, Safari, you should have got snipped after Sapphire. You don't get to impregnate your wife, not baby mama, not girlfriend, wife. You don't get to impregnate your wife and then punish her for getting pregnant. Like you're a fucking sociopath. And I'm really glad that we get to see your mom next episode and she tell you how fucking embarrassed she is by you. I'm here for it. And so then that also leads me to believe that you weren't raised to be an asshole. You got a little bit of fame and celebrity and you became a fucking asshole. So just like you became a fucking asshole, I suggest you go to counseling and fix that shit, because you got not one, really you got 3 children, because your wife had one before you, and once you marry someone, that's your kid too. So motherfucker, you got 3 and I hope he don't whoop your ass for having his mama fucked up like that, because you better know he know what's going on. So I really hope you get your shit together or get the fuck off my TV, because I'm sick of looking at your bitch ass. But anyway, y'all, that's it. I got to go. I hope y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all later for Real Housewives of Potomac. Be blessed. Toodles.